It's the world's famous, yeah, I said it in my Mr. Magic's voice. It's the world famous Swag in the Morning. I'm your brother, Prince Cree. And Lady D is in Now Justice, New Jerusalem, New Jersey on family business. So she can't be with me, and I got to do all the hard work because I just the hype man to her. My queen is beautiful, and they love seeing her. But let me tell y'all something. Swag means saved with amazing grace, and morning don't mean daytime. It means new hope, new beginning, freedom from being in the darkness. And right now, this afternoon, special edition of the Swag in the Morning podcast. I'm telling you, the lunchtime edition. I'm excited because somebody is going to be brought into the light. I got a special guest, Breezy Baby, going to be joining me in a few seconds or two. But I had to open this show up with my brother. No other. Look, let me turn that damn music down because he needs a different type of intro. Right? He doesn't need the noise over the noise, right? But let me tell you about this guy, man. I'm gonna get ready to bring in quickly before Beasy Baby come in. I'd rather him be the foundation of this special edition, man, because I'm super excited and super proud of this guy, right? From the blocks of all the blocks in Patterson, from the grounds of all the damn grounds in Patterson. Y'all know him, man. He can go to anywhere. He can go to the Pound and go, yo, peace to the, he can go to 12th Ave, peace to the, he can go to, brother, when he got this podcast called Ground Zero, it only fits in his profile. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. Like, he literally, like, it's like me. I used to be on a porch with him and his sister. I'm from the project. I'm only supposed to be around his hood. But he said I can be on the porch. Put your damn hands together for my brother. No other. You can call him what you want, but spell his name right. You can call him what you not want, but spell his name right. Put your hands together for my brother, Medina.
Yes.
What's the science, my brother?
Always us, man. Never them. It's always saluted. You know what I'm saying? God is good. And it's a blessing
Indeed
to be on
so.
your platform. Definitely.
Indeed so. You know, it had to be important for this, man, because this is the closure of our 120th episode, me and my wife doing The Stage Is Yours. And so being that we're closing the last month of this year in 2023, I thought it and found in my heart that it was important that to shout you out real quick. I was praying you was available. I'm telling you, I was sitting there saying, man, you know, let him be available because as I close, the bookend always, you know how it is and what it is from 1 to 9, right? So right. The born back will be what you're getting ready to do with your amazing platform as well with Ground Zero. Tell everybody that this, I'm hyping it up, but I may be missing some things. Talk to people about what you're doing, family member, with the Ground Zero project, man.
Well, particularly, shout out to everybody on the streams paying attention. And shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying, contributing their acknowledgement for others, uplifting your podcast. Particularly Ground Zero for me is just, it's about any chemistry of talent. Supporting our babies, supporting grown men, grown women, whomever with talent or however particularly they feel as though they can get some type of prospect to be heard, you know, and it starts off the curves. I like to do it all over the globe where anybody I could live stream with is no favoritism amongst anything. You could be gospel music, a dancer, comedian, or whatever it may be, just be able to show your talent. That's what Ground Zero is. It's a standpoint of being able to show talent.
I appreciate it, man. I noticed, man, that and one of the things I love about what you do, right, is that your focus is not on the major cats all the time, right? Although you know a few and you know many cats that's on levels. But I love the fact that you go to the little guy, the everyday guy, the guy that's on the ground, the guy that is striving to get music heard and striving to be out there. What drove you to focus there more so than going and using your celebrity friends to push your podcast? Because I know you know a few. But why the little guys?
The reason why I really I took initiative to really pay that more attention simply because like I like to keep it on myself. And you know, I'm from a block and I'm from a town. But when I say my block has a lot of talent on it. You know, 12th Ave and 22nd, 23rd. And it was many days I'm around that chamber and I'm around that topic, and it was nothing for me to run into Fetty Wap. Like I see the little bro, like any day I wanted to see him, I could see him, and like the same day I see him, he might be on the music awards or this and that, whatever. And I noticed that a lot of people they deal with favoritism, to where as though they just want to use somebody who they think is this or that. No, I feel as though every particular voice or talent needs to be heard. So I feel like I don't have to go to Prince Creative because you got the video, the project video. I don't have to go to King Son, particularly thinking he's going to be a standpoint for this. I don't have to go to this one or that one. I feel as though I want to go to those that a lot of people just passing them by, and those are people we getting it off the curb. So that's the best particular artist I want to see. I want to see those that haven't been heard.
I love it. You know, because we come from that background of each one teach one, and it sticks with me as well, right? And so although I was fortunate to meet a lot of people through to King's Son or my god brother or my brother Levi and Blackstreet and Chance, and Teddy and them, I was fortunate to meet the big Les. Me and Les can conversate now, and it opens up a lot of doors for me in other areas. However, I am so like you. I'm so used to just wanting to go back home. Like, and sometimes it's like not a battle. And I'm sitting there saying, man, you can't give a guy like you and I $1 million or $2 million, because what we're going to do is we're going to feed our community. We're going to do the right things in our community. And one of the things I salute you, King, is that's normally your pedigree. That's normally our background in that. And so I definitely appreciate that. So let's talk about the platform real quick. And what's your future? What's your plans for 2024? You know what I mean? Like, do you have anything like, cause I see some things that's going on with you that I'm excited about. I'm proud of you. You're very consistent. And all the opportunity that you have, you're called to do great things. And I'm definitely going to keep on sticking with you, pushing you until you go where you need to go. If not, I'm just going to be that iron sharpen iron, man. Steel sharpen steel, bro. What's your future for 24, Medina?
My future for 24, shout out to S. Dot, Sonny Black, Sonny Red, and all the brothers. My future is, I feel like if you stand on your 10 toes down and you say your iron is sharpened irons and your steel sharpened steels, your mental and your physical and your soul, I feel as though it's only right for me to be a person that standpointed for all this music from back into now. My future is I'm jumping into something called the 7 Generals.
Oh.
And this topic with the 7 Generals, I'm inviting hip hop from off the curve, wherever you at different standpoints. Like I did a song with Lord Jamal for Brand Nubians a couple years back. I also know Tragedy, Intelligent Hoolum, things like that. I built with him on different particular topics and stuff like that. I opened up for Sheik Lutz a couple of months ago and things like that, whatever. And these are MCs that's recognized, through their talent, through podcasting, et cetera, et cetera. But right now, today, if I wanted to inbox or get this and that, whatever, I can't contact them. It's not for the fact that they don't want to, socialize with me. It's just I'm a regular John Doe on the sidewalk, and they possibly might not remember me. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing for this, my strive right now for this the year to come, this upcoming year, is to basically deal with every particular artist that's getting it off the curve, whether it's a female, a male, whatever particular topic. And once I, put a great hold on that, you know what I'm saying, and put that in my prospect, whatever, I'm dealing with any artist all over the globe, to help get their talent off the curb. So that's what I'm dealing with.
Wonderful. I love it. I love the fact that, look, it doesn't stop. You know what I mean? No matter what, one person is not going to stop the train, man. And if you keep that concept inside of you, man, and keep grinding, because I'm going to tell you something, man. I done had on this Swag in the Morning podcast, Roy Jones, Holyfield, and people saying your numbers should be higher. Like, I never wanted this to be that level of high. I didn't have the marketing money. And my wife and I, we was just doing it to give people their flowers and appreciation. I didn't have cousin Hillary. Karen Parson becomes a friend of ours with her Sweet Blackberry nonprofit book reading project. Amazing. Like I didn't had people like from 69 Boys and JJ Fad, and you go to the brand, you go to the catalog, you'll see I didn't had people Tony Terry, like, you know, and I'm saying this to say
All
it
saluted
didn't
great.
stop, right? It didn't stop. You know, and I didn't even call Ice-T yet, or, you know, the people that I can, it didn't stop. So I figure like this, Medina, I'm just going to do what's in my heart. And if it's just to show people I'm showing them love, shout out to Aisha Hall, you just signed with Ghostface.
Nice.
If it just came down to that, I'm satisfied. And again, the guest that I'm going to bring on, she has a quote. And I'm telling you, man, this sister is freaking powerful, man. She has an incredible story, and I want people to hear her story. She has a quote, man, and I'm going to say it again when she gets on. And where her purpose, it's just crazy. Like, who thinks like this but a person who cares for people? You know, she wants to see people have a brighter day. Yes. Damn near than hers. Like, I just want to see people have a brighter day. I want to see people prosper. I want to see people grow and do what God's called them to do. Like, who wants that for people but a person who cares? That's right. You know, so to have you on the final episode of The Swag with this wonderful queen, it's only right and exact that it goes down that way. You know what I mean? And I'm super, super excited to have you. So tell people how they can follow you. Tell people how they can check you. Do that right now. Are you there with me, Medine? I guess not. All right, Medina is gone. Medina is gone. I lost contact with my brother, but he's my brother. He's my brother, no other than my brother, no brother. All right. So, without further delay, check out okay, I think Medina is back here. Let's see.
Yes. I don't
Medina,
know if they heard.
I lost you for a second.
Okay. Let me actually repeat that so they hear this quickly. You could go on Medina Coleman YouTube and check out 5 impeccable videos. I have all of them is relevant to everything that stands for something that's tangible. You could go on Medina Coleman Facebook. This is the platform on which I do my ground zero, supporting any artist with tangible acknowledgement all over the globe. You'll never be belittled or disrespected. Shout out to Prince C for having me on the platform. Shout out to each and every particular participant that ever been on his platform. Check out Medina Coleman Facebook, man, because we get off the curve and the strive is never the end, man. God is good. Blessings.
You know what I love about you, man? Your wordplay. Your wordplay is mad incredible. Brother, I love you for the wordplay. Sometimes I watch for that. I watch for that, bro. I watch for the wordplay. Because I'll be wondering what word is you going to use today?
Yeah.
What word is you going to use?
Well, you know, I know I became a trendsetter of speaking through, you know, getting off the curve, you know, but everything I speak on is tangible enough for you to get an actual fact out of it. I don't like to debate or get in any type of misconstrued communications, but it's all ground zero, man. I get it straight off the curve, man. Shout out to the whole streets of Patterson.
No doubt. Love you to life, family member. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, man. Real quick. Stick around, everybody. I got the queen, Beasy, Baybie, chiming in. She's dropping in, and we're going to talk briefly before she get on her private jet. I'm gaslighting. God bless. Yep. Peace.
Peace.
It's World Famous Swag in the morning. Yeah, I said it in my Mr. Magic's voice. The World Famous Swag in the morning. I'm your brother, Prince Cree. Lady D is in New Jerusalem, New Jersey, NJ5, or whatever you want to say. But I'm here holding it down by myself, self-made self. A little nervous because Lady D does all the bio reading. And look, I graduated from Eastside High School, right? But I was one of the 300 on the stage. I was one of the 300 folks on the stage. You smoke crack, don't you? But I wasn't that person, guys. I wasn't. Let me tell you something. The movie Lean on Me, was so dramatized. Like all that stuff didn't happen. It didn't happen. It did not happen. Let me tell you something. It didn't happen. Although I got kicked out of Eastside High, he didn't kick me out from the stage. He kicked me out when he came inside of the class and called you to come to the office. McIntyre, you. Bowen, you. Islam, you. They made us come to the class. And then Mr. Clark kicked us out of Eastside High. But it was never on the stage. But they had to make it dramatized. And that's how normally things go. It's dramatized. It's dramatized. All right. I think Beasy is in, I believe. I don't know if I can see her. I can see her when I see her. But I like, hey, Queen, I like math dope introductions, right? So let me do this. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like introductions, right? So I'm going to pull you out because I like the introduction. I want to do what my wife does, right? I want to show her I can do this by myself, right? I can do this all on my own. Evangelist Lady D think that I can't because I got kicked out of Eastside High School and my reading was a little off, but I'm going to show my wife that I can do this, right? So Bees, I'm going to pull you out of the screen and I want to give her like a dope introduction, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take you out, right? Bang. And then I'm going to bring you in. All right. Let me tell you something, man. This woman of God, right? I had the pleasure to be one of those callers on the Breakfast Club, right? So I'm on the call, right? And I'm talking about what I'm doing in the church. Me and my wife, we was feeding some people and we was off the chain. Ladder Glory Church was feeding people, 35, 40 people. Me and Lady D was in the Hampton Roads feeding some people. And when I introduce people, I don't call them, I call them the Queen. And when I said Queen Beasy and you know, she got that voice that was, you know, so excited, right? And so she stopped me and said, like, it's about time people, they talk about what the church don't do. But here you are, they don't talk about what the church is doing. And it grabbed me. Then later on, she had a story that she was talking about. By the way, get her book. My book, I was hoping that Amazon rings my doorbell right now. I thought it was going to come in the time of this interview. And we're going to talk briefly about her book, Convicted, the Beasy Baby story, right? An incredible book, right? This woman does so many things, right? So I'm going to read them real quick, right? So that you can get to know who is Beasy Baby Prince Creek. Like, Google her, right? You will see all the things she do. Radio and TV personality, motivational speaker, voiceover artist, actress, author of 2 dope books. She hosts and she do all of those things, right? And one of the things I like, and I'm going to say this again because I think I was reading it when Medina was on. Who does this, guys? Let me read this. This is her quote. Every day, let me put all right, I'm going to try my best with this without my glasses. Every day, I just want to make someone else's day brighter, _brighter, right? That's what she want to do. Being successful is about much more than money, _much more than money. It's being able to fulfill your God-given purpose. Go ahead and underscore your God-given purpose to build a legacy, right? And to become a better person every day. Put your damn hands together for Beasy Baby. What's good, my queen? What's good? What's happening?
Thank you. I got a little bit not feeling too well today, but I didn't want to not show up for you because I know you were telling other people that I was coming. So sound a little bit like Jadakiss, but I'm here.
Well, my prayers for you for getting over the cold or whatever's going on. I pray that the God will give you that internal strength. And I'm gonna be real quick. I'm not even gonna hold you that long on this call. And I thank you for showing up. Even in the way you're feeling. Thank you so much. First of all, right, I had to do some research, right? Brandy, that's your name, Brandy.
That's
right?
my government.
That's your government name, Brandy, because my government name is Thomas McIntyre, but I love Prince Cree. So I just love it because I was always creative growing up, like in the hood, 5%er and all that until I gave myself to Christ. But I still took on Prince Creative. Your government name is Brandy. So tell everybody, and these are some questions people was asking me, what's her real name? How did she get Beasy? What do that mean? How did you get Beasy?
So, growing up, I was kind of in the streets and I was a little rambunctious. I was wilding out, and people would always say, "Be easy, like calm down." So it because my one friend would tell me that so much, when people that didn't know me would be around us, they would think that, that's my name. So they would be like, "Yo, be easy, yo, be easy." And then it just started running together to Beasy. And then when I created a Facebook, I needed a last name. So I just went with Beasy Baby.
But I actually love it. I actually love the whole connection and how you put. I said I had to ask her because I love it. It's dope, and to be honest, it was someone looking after you. Be easy, right? And so still take on that affirmation. Be easy, but still go hard, right? Be easy and still do what God tells you to do. Be easy, like, and I love that. One of the things I do love, as well as I followed you after introducing myself or knowing you from the Breakfast Club as you was guest co-host, is that every morning or there's something coming from you to inspire people, right? During this holiday season, with my ministry is mental health awareness. I was battling depression, wanting to take my life, right? And I grew up as you the strong when no one checked on me. But when I saw you pray one day for folks, I said, my God, I do every morning. I do a positive morning affirmation video on Facebook or Instagram. But when I saw you went into the prayer, and I said, wow, like guys, I need her on the platform because I need people to understand why you do those things. Why?
Well, social media makes us all accessible to a lot of energy 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, 66, I guess, if you leave it. But because we're so accessible and plugged in all the time, we're also open to a lot of energy that's not always necessarily good for us. So I want my platform to be a place where people are getting something good, whether it's laughing, praying, inspiring, sharing my testimony. I don't want you to come to my page and feel worse than before you got there. I want you to feel better once you encounter me, whether it's on social media or in person.
Wow. And the quote that you have where you want to see everybody's days brighter. Success is more than just music, more than just money.
Mhm.
It's about God given purpose, right? Um, but I noticed, right? One of my partners out in Atlanta, Jay Spellbound, he's a big fan of the Breakfast Club. He heard your story on the Breakfast Club. He did some research and things like that. So he's up here with a question, right? And so he sends this question. I got to get this question out because he sent it to me yesterday, and I said, "You know what? I'm going to ask her this question." Um, Early in your childhood, you had a thirst for being in the streets. You said the guy said, "Be easy." He was in the streets. You had a crave for that, right? But you found some motivation to push forward and to do things even after being a convicted felon. Can I say it? Right? Because you're going to talk about your book. Many people make excuses about, it's the system. Oh, I'm a felon. Oh, I'm convicted. Oh, I had only one dad. My dad wasn't there. Society did it, right? But you found a way. You found a way to push forward to that and do what you're doing now. Where did you find that strength, Bees? Where did you find that strength in you to do after all of those obstacles? You can easily blame stuff, but you did not.
Well, I think all of those things are true. It is hard when you come home from jail, excuse me, and it is difficult to be a convicted felon. And jobs do, put you through the ringer sometimes trying to get employed. So those things are true. But I knew that I didn't want my story to end there. So I knew despite whatever was going on or whatever obstacles were against me, I knew that as long as I dedicated my life to Christ, because up until then I hadn't, but if I dedicated my life to Christ and I committed to doing things his way and to honoring him with my life, then I knew that I had partnered up with somebody that nobody could beat. So it didn't matter if the government had laws up against me. It didn't matter if there were jobs that wouldn't hire me. It didn't matter if I had felonies and I was a single mom and I didn't have a solid family unit. None of that stuff mattered because the person that I was living for now created all of it. And anything he wanted me to have, he would give me access to. And so I it really empowered me because it made me feel like the Bible says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So as long as my foundation is in Christ, then nobody can come up against me. Romans 8:31, right? It all works out for our good.
Love it. Jay Spellbound said it. He the one with the comments. Says 7 years in prison, and I did not use those excuses either.
Congrats.
So you are encouraging people. Your transparency was amazing because that day on the Breakfast Club, I'm like, yo, I just called to be in here rumor report, and you said what you had to say, and I'm in tears. I'm like, I drive right, and so I'm doing my non-emergency medical transportation business, so no one can see the tears. I'm like, okay, and Jay Spellbound said, man, you got to get on the show. I don't care if it's for 10 minutes. Like I'm saying, why? Like what it is, yo, did you hear the whole thing? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna go back into the after and listen to it. And you are so amazing, man. Like,
Thank
bless
you.
you. You are so amazing. And you summed it up all because that's what I wanted to hear. And I wanted my viewers to hear that part of encouraging people. Let's talk quickly about this book. This book, I'm telling you, if I'm mad at Amazon because they would bring my daughter's hair. My daughter ordered my little ones, my 12-year-olds can order some stupid stuff and it comes like immediately, right? I'm ordering this book. You got to tell Amazon, look, we need to get it from your website because I need to have a copies. I need to push their book. Me and Spellbound and Lady, we are pushing the book. Convicted. The Beasy Baybie story. Now, you know that needs to be a biopic, right? You know that, right? This need to be some type of movie, right?
Well, my husband is actually a director and a producer and a writer. So
I had to put the hand class. I'm telling Spellbound, we always writing and we act as well. And I'm sitting there saying, that's a story. Kind of remind me of homegirl from New York that went through a lot of things. I forget her name. Golly, I'm getting old. But yeah, so you said your husband writes and direct
and produces, yeah.
and produces?
We're working on it. Yep.
Are you in Atlanta or where you are? Where you located?
I'm in Atlanta and I'm in South Carolina. I'm in between both, and I've got radio that I do in both places. Yep.
Okay, because Columbia, South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina is where me and my wife family is from. My wife family is from Columbia, South Carolina, or Jackson. They got they the Jacksons and Smith down there, and I'm from my family all are from Sumter, South Carolina. Shout out to my aunt Fatima who has the first organic farm in Sumter, South Carolina. Yeah, and so yeah, we're Carolinas by way of New Jersey. But I live right now currently in Virginia Beach, and then my partner Spellbound is in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. So I'm like you, we all over, but I'm stationed here with the Virginia Beach clan, right? So I could see a movie out of that. You know what I mean? I read some little inserts of the book. They give you a little bit of things to look at. So I'm waiting for my book to come here so we can go ahead and read it over in our 2024 podcast opening with Lady D. She reads books and she got the book club. That's my wife, Lady D. And then we'll talk about your book and hopefully we can get you back in when I can get the Beasy Baby attitude and all, not like that. Right. But I saw some interviews. I heard you on the Willie Moore Jr. show. So how do that play out with you? With Willie Moore. Willie Moore is funny, man. I love this dude. He has a crazy story that's dope, man. Love him.
He does. He's a good guy. He's a friend of mine. And we work in the same building. So sometimes he'll come and grab me and I'll run down there and get on the show with him. And then I'm on Magic and he's on Praise in Atlanta. So But when I first got to that building in Atlanta, I was actually running the board for his show before I was on air in Atlanta. I was still doing on air stuff in South Carolina, but I hadn't gotten on air in Atlanta yet. So
Okay.
I was running the board for his show and helping with making sure that everything came out to the Atlanta airwaves good. And then, but we were friends even before that. So he's just
Yeah,
generally.
Willie's a good dude, man. I love him and Dwight Stone. Real. Let's get to the book. I'm sorry I got off track here. Sometimes I just feel the need to get a lot out while I have you here, and it's an honor, by the way, to give you the stage, which we're gonna close on when I give you the stage, and you can talk about you and only you, right? Um, let's talk about this book. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let me give you the stage so you can talk about your book. You can talk about everything that you're doing. Um, One of the things when me and my wife created this podcast, to Swag is yours. By the way, it stands for Save with Amazing Grace. And morning don't mean daytime. It means new hope, new beginning, freedom from being in the darkness, right? Our mission was to, people want to give people the flowers. We want to give you the Oscar, the BET Award, the MTV Award, the plaque that you deserve, the NAACP award. It's a spiritual award that we believe that you should have now before you get that Tony in acting on the stage. By the way, I knew you was an actress until Spellbound sent me your bio, and your husband is in that. All right, so we're going to connect anyway. But we created this platform so that we can give recognition. We don't do episodes every week or every month. We do it when we feel a need to honor a person, to give them the stage. So I'm going to tell you the stage is yours, and you tell people where they can find you, give some advice, and you don't have to be long because of how you're feeling. But Beasy, baby, the stage is yours.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me. You can find me on social media. I'm at Beasy Baby everywhere. So it's BeasyBaybie, and got some books out, working on some films, um, some stage plays. Just, whatever God leads me to, trying to fulfill all of those spaces to the best of my ability. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not really with the whole shine the light on me thing. So I don't know what else to say in this space.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to just say this because I can feel that in you, right? We're so used to blessing people and being a blessing for folks because of our background. I come from a tough background as well. Incarcerated, um, dope dealer, people ODing, and I've witnessed a lot, right? But when I turned myself over to God, I knew that my call was to enlighten people on my story. My transparency is my healing. When I was suicidal, when battling depression, God said, "Get up, your life matters." I still question God with My Life Matters. That's why I do the musical with the purpose called My Life Matters. It's a suicide mental health awareness theatrical production. And so I'm always blessing people, but we got to learn how to receive. And it's hard for me. A lady gave me a keychain and a plaque for my story I did in her magazine. And it took me 3 months, Beasy, to go get it because I'm not used to that. Like, I'm not used to folks blessing me. I'm so used to saying, in the process of her blessing me, I went on and promoted her stuff. I had to back up and say, you know what? I have to start reaping the blessings that God, because my giving is, when I was on the Breakfast Club talking, I was talking about us feeding families. It's what we do. It was hard for me to even get up there to tell people that's what I'm doing. And I want to give you some this. I want to give you money to do this. And I'm saying, no, we got it. We have it. We good. And I got to stop that. So take this plaque, my queen, this award. You deserve it. Your best is yet to come. It is not over for you because a prison cell couldn't even hold you. Paul the Apostle was in the jail cell. He wrote half and majority of the New Testament, and he was a Christ hater. So just imagine what God has in store for you, Beasy.
Amen. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate it.
Beasy, baby.
Yeah.
That was Beasy, baby, guys. I'll talk to you soon, my sister. Love you to life. And there's nothing you can do about it but love me back. And in the process of loving me back, take a selfie and say to yourself, my life matters to the Lord. It's world famous swag in the morning. This is your brother Prince Creed. That was Beasy, Baby, Brandy. It's world famous swag in the morning, lunchtime edition. Shout out. Listen, let me just say this because I can't miss this. I just lost my first cousin a couple of weeks ago, right? And it was tough that I was not able to be at her funeral. But I find the need that in these stressful times, in this depressing times called the holidays, we sometimes can lose our mind, lose the grip. And having Beasy here just for a few seconds, just to have her presence and knowing her story, it means a lot. I'm not perfect by any means, no. I fall short a few times. I fall down. But I get back up because I find strength in the Lord. And I mean it. Like if you try it, you'll see what I'm trying. You'll be like, oh, wow. Times I wanted to take my own life, drinking, taking pills. But when I lost my cousin the other day, I found a need to forget I took medicine, take it again, and drink. 2 drinks. But I thought of my cousin, my first cousin, Sonia Booker. I thought of my cousin. She was trying to keep the family together. She always hollered at everybody. And she passed away recently, just before Thanksgiving. It took a toll on me. But I know how it's taken a toll on my cousin Hazel, how it's taken a toll on my cousin Michelle. Those are the siblings. How it's have to be bothering my Aunt Yvette, her children, her 3 children, her grandchildren. But on the bright side of it all, listening to Beasy Baby's quote, which is a great quote. Every day, I just want to make someone else's day brighter. Being successful is about much more than money. It's about being able to fulfill your God-given purpose, building a legacy, and becoming a better person every day. I had to become a better person, even in my flaws, every day. I speak about fix it, break it, and build it. Even though the devil will challenge us and will cause some wedge or try a way to disturb you or detract you or deter you from where it is that God wants you to go. Go, go, go. It's important that we go. It's important that we live on our purpose. It's very important. So before I close out, I have to send my love to my cousin, my first cousins all over the world. Y'all know who they are. You know who you are. We got to get better. We can't keep meeting at the funeral. We cannot keep meeting at the funeral. No more. Sonia has to be the last one. I thought cousin Tunk was Hazel Richardson, my first cousin who passed away from cancer in the bone. I thought it would be in there. I actually thought it would end when my brother Arnold passed away. These are the first cousins. We're passing on and leaving this earth before our elders. Can't happen. Sonia has to be the last one, and we have to stay together. So I'm encouraging you and all the listeners out here that you go and connect with your loved one today. The cousin you got a beef with because of the weed that wasn't in order, or the drink was just whatever, the simple stuff. And I'm just making mockery, not to say what it was, but whatever the beef was, close it. Life is too short. We all fall short from God's glory. Moses didn't even see the promised land because he struck the rock in anger. I may not see the promised land. You may not, because we act on anger. But I'm here to tell you, God is a forgiving God. And I'm going to tell you, if you reconcile differences, you'll be surprised what God has inserted in that cousin or that friend or that brother that you don't talk to. The pettiness, eagerness, the egotistical vibe where it's more about your feelings than everybody else's has to stop. It's world famous swag in the morning. It's your brother Prince Cree. And let me tell you something. I love you to life. Shout out to Jay Spellbound. Shout out to Trayvon Harris. Shout out to Medina Coleman. Shout out to all my viewers that was checking in at this time. I love you to life, family members, and there's nothing you can do about it but love me back. Hope y'all can check me out on the swag again. Talking Sports and Entertainment is coming back in 2024. I'm going to have Al Ice Cole. I'm going to have Marcus George with Spellbound. I'm going to have a few other people joining me in this Talking Sports and Entertainment. And I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm excited about it. Fix it, break it, build it. Oh, my. Old Filas, celebrating 50 years of hip-hop still. Adidas.